Привет, друзья! Я снова с вами и рада видеть каждого из вас на своем канале. Продолжаем курс B2 с той точки, на которой остановились на прошлом уроке. Now, guys, look here. You see the pictures of school life. Yes? A class and teenagers or children. Anyway, I offer you to remember your school days and talk about your school. If you are still a pupil, a student, so you should just describe us, yes, and talk about your everyday life. But if you graduated a long time ago, so I offer you just to remember your teachers and your school days in general. Okay, so you should talk about the teacher, not only your first teacher, but the most memorable teacher ever, who you still remember, and which subject they should teach you, and why do you still remember, and what exactly do you remember. But anyway, let's start with a question. Are your teachers strict, or were your teachers strict at school? Stop the video and answer. Okay, guys, so were you allowed, what exactly are you allowed to do being a student of this school, or what were you allowed to do when you were studying at that school? And what aren't or weren't you allowed to do? Okay, guys, speaking about my school, I must say I had two schools, and in the last school I was studying only for 2 years, and I didn't like them. I actually hated that school. But I would like to talk to you about my first school, where I spent more than 9 years. So my teachers weren't very strict. Mostly they were very kind, especially my teacher of math. And despite the fact that I didn't like mathematics, and I was not so good at this subject, unfortunately, but anyway, I loved her very much because she was middle-aged woman, and she was very kind to us, and she took care of each of us, and especially maybe of me. So she loved me a lot. And I still remember my teacher of literature, like Ukrainian literature. She arranged for us a lot of meetings, a lot of discussions, a lot of playing like games. Like we should have like tried on a role of the main character of the book which we read. So I still remember them. And what I was allowed to do, mostly I was allowed to run along these long corridors, or I was allowed to eat wherever I want, and we had a canteen there on the first floor, and we were allowed to take a break, long breaks actually, and we were allowed to eat and drink compotes and some other beautiful and very delicious, the most delicious ever in my life. I've never tried even closer to this taste, because they were the most delicious. And so we were allowed to do a lot of things actually. We were allowed to play different games, to walk around the school during our breaks. But what we weren't allowed to do were makeup, I think, yes, for girls. And we didn't have mobile phones, so I don't know if we would be allowed or not if we had. But anyway, we weren't allowed to shout out loud, especially during the lessons, and we weren't allowed to say bad words during the lessons and being at school, and we weren't allowed to drink alcohol, of course, and smoke behind the school. So we were hiding there and did it secretly. Okay, guys, so now the next thing about what we can do, what we do not, or what we can't do. What do you think? So in Britain, for example, we see the information in Britain you can get married when you are 16. What about in our country? What about your country where you live now? So are you allowed to get married if you are 16 years old? Or which age is appropriate to get married? Okay, so next, in Britain you can't drink alcohol until you're 18. What about your country, guys? You can drink alcohol when you are below 18. Okay. In Britain, you have to wear a seat belt in a car and fasten the seat belt every time you drive, or even if you are a passenger, you have to fasten your seat belt. This is a strict rule, and you can be fined if you do not do this. What about your country? Is it a compulsory action? So do you have to do this every time you sit in the car? Okay. Next, in Britain you can vote when you're 18. So you can take part in election, for example, election of president of the country or parliament or party or something. Which age you are allowed to vote? Very good. Okay. In Britain, young people don't have to do military service. What about your country? Is it a compulsory doing military service? Okay, guys. And again, in Britain, there are lots of public places where you aren't allowed to smoke. What about your country, guys? Okay, so we've compared. And now stop the video. And once again, from the very beginning, comparing with Britain, you should talk with me about the rules, which you can do, what you have to do in comparison with British rules. Okay? Stop the video. Like, for example, you should say in this way. So, as I can see, in Britain, you can get married when you are 16. But speaking about my country, in comparison with Britain, I must say that when you are 18 only, you can get married, no, not less. But sometimes there are some special situations, some specific situations when the girl is pregnant, for example, or according to military service, which the guy has to do, they can be allowed, but not always. And the same, so in Britain I see that you can't drink alcohol until you are 18. We have the same rule here in my country, so, and I think that's the very correct rule. Young person cannot understand what is he doing actually, especially when he is under the influence of alcohol. Yes, it's very dangerous, so it's a very good rule for both our countries. And so on, in this way you should discuss all the rules only yourself. Stop the video and talk to me. Good, guys, very good. So now the next task. Now we are going to listen to a small dialogue between Anthony and his friend George. So they are going to travel around Asia and they are planning this trip. Beforehand, they tried to think about all the details. So what they are going to take with them first of all, or where are they going to go exactly, and which places will they visit by all means, okay? So what two decisions do they make? Be very attentive while listening. You should catch the information. What two decisions they make. Okay? Come on, guys. Let's do it together.
Tape script 4.4. Planning a trip.
I can't stop thinking about this trip.
Same here. I spend all my time just looking at maps.
What do you think? Should we take cash or traveller's checks?
I think we should take traveller's checks. It'll be safer.
Yeah, I think you're right.
When should we go to Thailand?
Well, I don't think we should go during the rainy season. I'd rather go in February or March when it's drier.
Sounds like a good idea to me. I can't wait to get going. Tape script?
So guys, which two decisions? Let's read if you want. Yes, so we'll just stop the video and read it and think. Okay. So the first decision is to take traveler's checks instead of cash because it's safer. And the second thing is the time of visit in Thailand. It should be in February or May or March because in those months the weather is drier. Okay? Do you agree with me? If you don't, so write down in the comments, okay, and we will discuss it. Okay, guys, so very easy task now. Match the lines in A with the sentence in B to make more suggestions. So use place I think we should or I don't think we should. Should, what is it should? So let's remember, let me remind you first of all. So when we speak about modal verbs, so should mostly has this context of like suggestion or maybe mostly advice, I must say. So you should. It's a kind of a finger, yes, which we raise up usually, yes, and say to me, to myself, or to my friends. So what I advise you to do, or I think you should do, or I think you shouldn't, it's a kind of advice. And it's very often used all around by all people. So now you should make these sentences in this way. Like below, we can see them in different ink. So I think we should buy some guidebooks. They'll give us a lot of information. I think we should, or I don't think we should take plenty of sun cream. Or I think we shouldn't take anything valuable because la 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 la. Okay, from the B. Come on, let's work. Good, guys. Okay, you finish this. Okay, so now match the lines. Or you want to do it with me? Okay, let's do it together. So I think we should buy some guidebooks. We have this example. Number 2. I think, but here I'm going to tell you only my opinion. If you have different, so it's okay. Take plenty of sun cream because it'll be really hot. I think we should take plenty of sun cream. It'll be really hot. Number 3. I think we shouldn't pack too many clothes. Our bags will be too heavy to carry. Obvious thing. Number 4. I think we shouldn't take anything. I don't think we should take anything valuable. We might lose it. Number 5. I think we should go to Japan first. I have some friends there. Maybe this. Okay. Go anywhere dangerous. I don't think we should go anywhere dangerous. That would be really stupid. Yes. And number 7, I think we should have some vaccinations. We don't want to get ill. Okay, guys. So, and now match the lines. So let's talk about some traditions of hospitality, not only about hospitality, just some traditions dealing with products, inventions and traditions and customs of different nations. So we all got used to think about some nationalities, that some things belong to them, so they produce it mostly all over the world, transport it, yes, and deliver all over the world, or they are characterized with some special actions annually or something. Okay, so first of all, let's let you do this first, okay, and then we will listen. Come on. Good, guys. So let's listen. Okay, let's listen to it.
4.8.
The Italians eat a lot of pasta. The Chinese cook lots of noodles and rice. The British invented football. The Canadians often watch ice hockey on TV. The French produce champagne. The Japanese eat raw fish. The Scots wear kilts on special occasions.
Okay, that's good. So now we have all the picture. Okay, and now come round to my place. We're going to listen to 3 different people from different parts of the world. It's gonna be Sumi Nagano from Japan, Lucas Porto Alegre, Brazil, and Kate Bristol, England. So they sometimes they invite some guests to their house, and which traditions do they have? And they follow this tradition as the representative of that nation who they belong to, which they belong to. Have you ever been a guest in somebody's home in a foreign country? When you were, why you went there, and what was different? So now we are going to listen to these 3 people inviting guests home for a meal. What specific things they usually do beforehand, how do they take the guests, what they usually do, maybe something about meal, maybe they have some special habits. So about hospitality. Are they hospitable enough? I will ask you the question after listening, okay? So let's listen.
Tape script 4.9. Come round to my place. Sumi.
My name is Sumi. I come from Nagano, Japan. In my country, we usually invite guests home at the weekend for dinner at about 7 o'clock in the evening. Before they come, we must tidy the front garden and clean the entrance hall. Then we must spray it all with water to show that we welcome our guests with cleanliness. The guests usually bring a gift, and when they give you the gift, they say, "I'm sorry, this is such a small gift." But in fact, they have chosen it very carefully. When the meal is ready, the hostess says, "We have nothing special for you today, but you are welcome to come this way." You can see that in Japan, you should try to be modest and you should not show off too much. If you don't understand our culture, you may think this is very strange. When we have foreign guests, we try to serve traditional Japanese meals like sushi, tempura, or sukiyaki. But when we have Japanese guests, we serve all kinds of food such as spaghetti, Chinese food, or steaks. When guests leave, the host and hostess see them out of the house and wait until their car turns the corner of the street. They wait until they can't see them anymore.
Kate.
Okay, so I offer you to separate all these stories, yes, and to read each of them separately, okay, so one by one. That will be more effective. So, Sumi Nagano, Japan, we've just listened to her. Tell me, formal or informal? So, formal or informal, that means if they invite the guests to their home, so it's informal meeting, informal dinner, yes, just for, but sometimes they have some foreign guests, it can be even formal, okay? Day and time, guys, when do they usually invite guests or accept guests? Preparation, what they do before people are going to come, what they do during this meeting and after it. Okay. Do the guests have to give them any gifts to the hosts? What sort of food is usually served, and drinks? What kind and what sort of food and meals are usually served and offered to the guests? Okay, and now let's translate about her. Меня зовут Суми, я родом из Нагаро, Япония, и в моей стране мы обычно приглашаем гостей домой на выходных, на обед или на ужин около 7 часов вечера. Перед тем, как они придут, мы должны тщательно поубирать вот этот вот передний двор и поубирать входной холл, коридор. Затем мы должны все сделать спреем водичкой, то есть все взбрызнуть водичкой, чтобы показать, что мы действительно рады своим гостям и приветствуем их чистотой. Гости обычно приносят подарок, и когда они дают нам подарок, они говорят: извините, это такой маленький подарок, хотя на самом деле они выбрали его очень тщательно. Когда еда готова, то хозяйка говорит, хозяйка говорит: у нас ничего особенного для вас сегодня нет, но мы очень рады приветствовать вас вот таким вот образом. Вот что приготовили. Чем богаты, тем и рады. Ну, вы можете уже увидеть, что в Японии ты должен стараться быть скромным и не нужно сильно выставляться. Если ты не понимаешь нашу культуру, то ты можешь подумать, что это очень странно. Когда мы приглашаем иностранных гостей, то мы стараемся накрывать стол традиционно японскими блюдами, такими как суши, темпура, сакияки. Но когда у нас японские гости, то мы накрываем стол всеми видами еды, такими как спагетти, китайская еда или стейки. Когда гости уходят, то хозяин и хозяйка провожают их из дома и стоят там и смотрят, как они уходят до тех пор, пока их машина не повернет за угол улицы. Они ждут до тех пор, пока они уйдут из вида. То есть пока они еще видны, они стоят. Okay, guys, so now stop the video and read this part of the text yourself. Good, now translate it. Okay, and now retell it. According to these points: formal, informal, daytime, preparations, gifts, food and drink. That's right, very good. Okay, so now let's continue, and it'll be Lucas.
My name is Kate,
Okay.
and I'm from Bristol, in England. We like to have people over for lunch, and they usually get here around noon. We often have people over to eat, but sometimes when we invite a lot of people over, for a family gathering, for example, we have what's called a potluck lunch. A potluck is an informal occasion, so people dress casually. If the weather is nice, we'll have it outside, in the garden. What makes it fun is that everyone who comes has to bring a dish of food. They're given a choice: starter, main course, salad or vegetable, or dessert. As the host, I'll know how many of each kind of dish the guests will bring, but not exactly what the foods will be. That's why it's called potluck. It's a surprise, having a dinner party and not knowing what you're going to feed the guests. All I have to do is make one dish myself and get cups, glasses and knives and forks together and supply the drinks. As the guests arrive, they put their dish on the table and people help themselves. Some guests might bring a bottle of wine or flowers as a gift, but I don't expect anything. It's a fun, relaxed way of getting together with friends or family.
Look,
Okay, guys, so Kate, Bristol, England, tell me. Formal and formal way of dinner. Okay, day and time when they usually invite them. Okay, do they usually do some preparations before guests' arrival? Okay, do they have to give any gifts? Again, what sort of food and drink are served there on the tables? Good, guys. Okay, so now let's read about her. Not read, but translate. Итак, меня зовут Кейт, и я из Бристоля, из Англии. И нам нравится приглашать людей на обед. И они обычно приходят, собираются здесь около полудня. И мы часто приглашаем людей на покушать, но иногда мы приглашаем их когда мы приглашаем очень много людей, то семейные сборы, например, то мы делаем что-то, что называется больше potluck lunch. Potluck это вообще неформальное мероприятие, когда люди одеваются очень так свободно, повседневно, не наряжаются, и если погода классная, то мы даже собираемся в саду. И что, собственно говоря, делает веселье здесь, это то, что каждый, кто приходит, должен принести блюдо или просто еду. И у них есть выбор, им дается выбор, значит, закуски, главная еда, салаты или овощи, или десерты. Как хозяйка я буду знать, как много какой конкретной еды, из какого конкретного вида гости принесут, но я не знаю, что конкретно за еду это будет. И поэтому это называется potluck. Pot это такой вот горшочек, да, то есть pot это как кастрюлечка такая, luck это на удачу, то есть никогда не знаешь, potluck, что там открываешь, а что там, ты не знаешь. Это сюрприз. И делать вот такой обед, это так весело, когда ты создаешь обед, вечеринку, но вообще не знаешь, чем ты будешь кормить своих гостей. Все, что я должна сделать, это сделать одно блюдо самостоятельно и поставить чашки, стаканы, ножи, вилки вместе просто и организовать напитки. Обеспечить всех напитками. Дальше, как только гости приезжают, то мы выкладываем все блюда на стол, и люди угощаются самостоятельно. Некоторые гости могут принести бутылочку вина или цветы, как подарок, но я ничего не ожидаю, это не обязательно. Это весело, это расслабленный способ такой, чтобы собраться вместе с друзьями и семьей, без напряга, да? Okay, guys, so now stop the video and read this text yourself out loud. Okay, now translate it. Good, okay. And now please retell this story according to these points and sections. Formal and informal, day or time, preparations, gifts, food and drink. Okay, that's very good. And now Lucas. Okay, let's listen to him.
Yes. My name is Lucas, and I am from Porto Alegre, which is in the southern part of Brazil. We like to invite our friends over at weekends, on a Friday or a Saturday night for a churrasco, or Brazilian barbecue. These are very popular in this part of Brazil. People come about 8 in the evening and stay till midnight or even later, sometimes until 2 in the morning, whenever people start getting sleepy. People stay a long time. There is no set time for dinner to end. We will sit around and play cards or just talk. It's very informal. If people want to bring something, I'll tell them to bring something for the meal, like a bottle of wine or something for dessert. But what about the food? At the churrasco, we cook different kinds of meat on long metal skewers over an open flame. We have all kinds of meat: beef, pork, and maybe Brazilian sausage. Sometimes chicken too. Then we cut off slices of meat from the skewers to serve the guests. It's really delicious. We usually have a potato salad or rice as side dishes. After the meal, we drink coffee or espresso.
During a marital spat, it's
Okay, guys. Well, now we have all the information about Lucas. So tell me, formal, informal, daytime, preparations, gifts, and food and drink. Stop the video and talk to me. Okay, that's good, guys, and let's translate. Меня зовут Лукас, и я из Порто-Алегре, который, собственно, в южной части Бразилии. Нам нравится приглашать наших гостей, друзей, вернее, на выходные, в пятницу или субботнюю ночь для чураско или бразильское барбекю. Это очень популярно в этой части Бразилии. Люди приходят обычно к 8 вечера и остаются до полуночи, даже позже, иногда до 2 часов ночи. Вот. И когда бы люди до тех пор, пока они совсем не станут уже сонными. Люди остаются обычно на долгое время. Нету определенного времени для конца этого мероприятия, этого ужина. И мы будем сидеть вокруг и играть в карты, и просто болтать, и это вообще неформально. И если люди хотят принести что-то, то я говорю им, что принести для еды, например, бутылочку вина или что-то на десерт. А что касательно еды, на чураско мы готовим разные виды мяса на длинных металлических шампурах на открытом огне. И у нас все виды мяса — это говядина, свинина, и, может быть, бразильские сосиски или колбаса, иногда также и цыпленок, курица в смысле. Затем мы срезаем все вот эти кусочки мяса с шампуров и подаем гостям. Это действительно очень вкусно, и мы обычно еще подаем салат из картошки или рис как гарнир. И после еды мы пьем кофе или эспрессо. Отлично, ребят, stop the video and read it yourself. Okay, now translate it. Good, and now talk to me according to these points: formal, informal, daytime, preparations, gifts, and food and drink. So retell me the story of Lucas. That's very good, guys, very good. And what we have to do, it's talk about you. What happens in your country, speaking about hospitality, about inviting guests? So what usually you do? Is it usual to invite people to your home for a meal? Is it okay? And what are such occasions like in your home? When exactly you do this? Should you have a special day for inviting guests, or it's enough just weekend and I miss my friends, so why not to get together again? Yeah? Stop the video and talk to me. Okay, guys, and the last task is project. So this is the project for 10 minutes of your speech, non-stop, only in English. So be ready to answer these questions. So what 5 traditions do you have in your country when you invite guests to your place? If you don't remember 5, so let it be at least 3 of them, okay? So which traditions do you have for inviting guests? Next, 5 superstitions. Superstitions, that means that you believe in some actions, yes, which are circumstances, which are like coincidences, or so which lead to some consequences. These are superstitions. You have about different celebrations or events, what they mean. Especially during the weddings, we have a lot of superstitions, right? Or New Year party. Okay, and 5 international traditions, tell more about each of them. Some from other countries. Maybe you've been there or you've watched some movies and you remember some strange for us traditions. But for them, it's okay. Stop the video and talk to me 10 minutes. That's it, guys. Все, умнички, на этом мы заканчиваем наше занятие. Вы большие умнички, вы молодцы. Я очень вами горжусь. И пока отдыхайте, до следующего урока, там тоже будет разговорный. Всем пока.